Hey hotties, how you healing? How you feeling? I'm Zenzi, and this is Hotties Heal. Today I want to talk about what the highest frequency that we can vibrate in, and that would be authenticity. I know that some people probably think it's love, but the truth of the matter is that authenticity actually stems from a place of unconditional love. When we are loving ourselves and the world around us unconditionally, we are operating in a state of complete authenticity and aligned with our authentic self. Being authentic is something that I don't believe is like second nature to most people, because we have grown up in a society that has taught us that we should be a certain way in order to gain notoriety, success, love, whatever. Actually, a book that talks about this a lot is The Four Agreements. It just talks about how from birth we are taught we are trained to have these certain values and beliefs that actually harm us in the long run, because they're not necessarily things that we ourselves align with. And they can come from society at large, our parents, our friends, our teachers, etc., etc. And people often adapt different personalities based on who they're with and where they are, when this is actually a really harmful practice, because it's keeping you from aligning with the people, places, and things that actually would make your soul happy. Oftentimes, we are afraid to be our authentic selves out of fear of judgment. And I've obviously talked about the fear of judgment before. It's something that we all face, but it's an inevitable part of life. So it's better just to be your authentic self and do what you can to just follow your heart and trust that the universe, God, higher powers that be, whatever you believe in, will follow suit. And along with everything, there comes this level of trust and belief that you need to have in yourself and what you have to offer the world, regardless of what we're speaking about, whether it's personally, in the workplace, romantically, whatever. You need to trust that what's meant for you will never pass you by. And by remaining authentic and following your truth, things will start to align with that. Obviously, there will be times where there's pushback. That is just the way of life. Life comes with challenges, but all challenges are an opportunity to level up and show yourself that you're capable, and also show the universe that you are passionate and driven towards your goals and your dreams. Some guy somewhere said there are two people, one who believed that they could and the other who believed that they couldn't. They were both right, because the power of belief is so strong. So with that being said, you could be wondering, how does this apply to authenticity? But if we believe that being our authentic self, we will not be able to achieve certain things in life, then that's what's going to be reflected back to us. But if you decide to follow your heart and be unwavering in who you are as a person, eventually you will be led to the right people, places, and things. I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to keep saying it until people get it. Sometimes I even need to hear it. I constantly have to remind myself of these things. That is how you learn, through practice and through repetition. Now, if being authentic is something that's new to you, which is totally fine, like I said, most people aren't operating as their authentic selves the majority of the time due to the way that society has been set up. But here are some tips or some things that I suggest that you implement into your life to help you to be more authentic. Self-reflect. I say this about almost everything, but that's because it's true. It's like the first step in the journey to self anything that applies to learning how to navigate life as you are is to self-reflect. Introspection is one of the best things that you can do because you can really understand what makes you tick, what grinds your gears, what gets you going, all those things. Secondly, be honest. Be honest with yourself and be honest with others. Being honest allows you to just live in your truth, which is a very authentic way to be. When you're being truthful, you're being authentic. And I understand sometimes people feel cautious about being honest because they're afraid to hurt other people's feelings, but sometimes you got to be cruel to be kind. It's not your fault if your truth is hurting somebody else. As long as it's not in a malicious way, you can't really help how other people perceive it or you. That means staying true to you. Staying true to you is one of the best ways to be authentic. Don't do things that cause you stress, and I don't mean this in a way of like cowarding away from like your work and things like that, but I mean, don't say yes to things that don't feel like they align with who you are. Everyone picks up on that energy and it doesn't feel good for you. It doesn't feel good for anyone else involved. So just don't do it. And that follows into setting boundaries. Set those boundaries and make them clear from the beginning. If you don't know how to set boundaries, I have a video on my channel about setting boundaries that goes into depth on how you can do that. Practice self-acceptance. This is the next thing that you can do to be authentic. Accepting all aspects of yourself and really understanding yourself is a great way to really live an authentic life. And it's just, once again, goes back to being honest about all aspects of yourself, learning to accept you for who you are, every aspect of you, every nook and cranny, because you can't pick and choose which parts of you that you're gonna love and not love, because that is not in alignment with unconditional love, and that is not in alignment with what it means to be authentic. This next one might scare some of you, but be vulnerable. Being vulnerable, which also goes hand in hand with being honest, is a great way to live an authentic life. When you show people that you can be vulnerable, it also allows them a safe space to do the same. Next, listen to your intuition. And a phrase I'm hearing is your intuition whispers, but your ego and fear will always scream. So that gut feeling that you have immediately before the thoughts start rushing in, that's your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, listen to that and follow that. And you don't have to explain to anyone why you feel that way. The only thing that matters is how you're feeling about it, and you should trust that feeling. This will better help you to live in alignment. And when you're living in alignment, you're being authentic because you're doing what feels right for you. Lastly, the thing that I can suggest that you do is practice self-expression. Do things that you love, regardless of whether someone else thinks they're cringy. F the people who call things cringy. Like, okay, yes, there are things that really are cringy, but it's like borderline things that you should be jailed for, like illegal behaviors. Those things are cringy. Expressing yourself is not cringy, and there will be people who align with what you're expressing, and you can find them as long as you are following your truth. The last thing that I can suggest just in general is be easy on yourself. All of these things that I talk about, they take time and they take practice. You're not gonna just go to bed one day and wake up and be a brand new person and decide, all right, I'm authentic. These things can feel uncomfortable and they can be scary, but one of the best things that you can do is get comfortable in the discomfort, because there are going to be aspects of life that are uncomfortable, especially when it comes to the healing journey, especially when it comes to growing, because growth and change are things that we as humans are very uncomfortable with. But the fact of life is that these are the only constant things that we can expect to occur. Growth physically because we grow over time. We go from infancy to old age. That is literally a period of growth and change, because nothing is going to ever be the same as it was yesterday, an hour ago, 10 minutes ago, 1 second ago. Life goes on whether we are on board or not, so it's better just to be on board. And when you get on board, remember to be you. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that this message serves you well. What am I? A corporate email? And I'll see you guys next time. I literally love you. And yeah, that's it. See you next time. I already said that, but it's true, because I'll be here, even if no one else is. Bye.